Over 20 years, a local organization has been helping to transform the lives of San Diego's homeless youth.
After the break, we're going to be catching up with the founder of Doors of Change, Jeffrey Sitkoff, about the 20th anniversary coming up. That conversation and much more when we come back here on Good Morning San Diego. Good morning and welcome back. Doors of Change is celebrating 20 years of helping homeless youth get off the streets and become self-sufficient. Here with more on the organization celebrating this big milestone is President and Founder Jeffrey Sitkoff. Good morning, Jeffrey. So great to have you on.
Good morning, Liz. Thanks so much for your time in interviewing me.
Wow, 20 years. On one hand, it's very sad to know that the issue of homeless youth continues on. But on the other hand, it's so wonderful to see that there is an organization like Doors of Change that is helping to change the lives of so many of our young people who are homeless. How are you feeling now that you're 20 years into this great nonprofit?
You know, I can't believe it's 20 years, but to see, Liz, the success of many of our youth that we've worked with that are now finished with college, that are now in law school, just to see how they become role models to give hope for many homeless youth that don't think they can do it. So it's been amazing.
Indeed, it has. You're helping to get these homeless youth into safe housing and then eventually to become self-sufficient. But throughout the 20 years, Jeffrey, my question is, what have you learned about why our youth sometimes ends up homeless? What is going on with, a lot of these kids?
Yeah, two huge lessons that we've learned. Number one, these youth don't want to be homeless. They're homeless they come from such dysfunctional families, Liz, that their parents are alcoholics, that they're drug addicts, that if they're LGBTQ kids and they come out, they throw them out of the house. So these youth do not want to be homeless because once you're on the streets for a couple of days, it is difficult. It is unsafe. It's terrible, and they can't get off because the second thing is they don't trust anybody. Once they're on the streets, they don't trust any adults to help them, and so they won't take advice, they won't take anything, they won't even ask for help unless they trust you. And that's the biggest thing we've learned, is that if we can gain their trust quickly, we've got a chance to get them off the streets. And the key is that, I love music, and I brought a blues group in and just gave them music for one night, and the kids went crazy. The next day we started our music program. It's going for 20 years now, our music and art program. The music and art has been the key to developing trust quicker than we've ever seen before. It used to take 6 or 9 months to gain their trust. Now it's 1 to 3 weeks. And once they trust you, they want to get help. They ask for help. We've been able to help over 2,200 youth get off the streets into safe housing and become self-sufficient. That's been amazing.
Wow. We have done a number of stories with you, Jeffrey, throughout the years, obviously. I believe we were one of the first, on behalf of KUSI, we're very proud of being one of the first to interview you back when this all started. Is that right?
You were the first. KUSI was the first to interview us. You have interviewed us more than anybody in 20 years, and that's why you're one of our partners that, truthfully, you've helped us get the word out. Because I find, Liz, that most people have no clue. There's between 1,500 to 2,000 youth that are on the streets between the age of 17 and 25. People have no clue. They look like normal youth, but they're homeless. And if we can get them their trust quickly, we can get them off the streets, because 50%, we thought it was 30, now it's 50% of the adults that are homeless were homeless when they're between 17 to 25.
Wow, that's a critical age. And
yes.
Going back to that program that you guys developed, that taking music and arts into the streets that you mentioned, I remember being live 1 or 2 times in the last 5 years over in Ocean Beach. I've seen it in play. What is it that you think, Jeffrey, what is it about music and art that pulls these youth in? And because you're talking about trust, I mean, at the end of the day here, you're gaining their trust, and that's what's key.
Yes. Again, they don't trust you. So we say, listen, come in for one time. Just check it out. Within one time, they're going to know whether they like it or not. Because Joanne Newgard, our program director, and our wonderful staff create such a safety area. It's so safe for them. They don't feel judged. They feel accepted and loved. And when they see 20 kids around them having a good time, it's like, whoa, maybe this is okay. And then when they start learning, we have 8 instruments, and John January is the director. Once we teach them, a couple just chords on the guitar, the ukulele, the mandolin, the violin, all these things, they can master something very quickly, many times for the first time. That helps their self-esteem. They start realizing, wow, I'm not a piece of garbage like I've been told. I can actually do something. And then they ask for help, and then it goes, this past year during COVID, we placed 106 youth in housing, safe housing, off the streets during COVID.
Wow, that's amazing. Jeffrey, as we wrap here, I don't want to let you go without mentioning there is a special event happening in June, and that is, of course, to, celebrate the 20th anniversary. What is that exactly, and how can people get involved?
We're having our 20th anniversary symposium in which Congresswoman Sarah Jacobs and Nathan Fletcher, who's the supervisor chairman, along with Tyler, who is one of our tremendous success stories, and our staff, will actually go through and share with people about the homeless youth issue. And there'll be quite a bit of question and answer period that people can ask any questions they want. It's free. So you can, for 1 hour on June 9th, between 6 and 7 p.m., go to our website at doorsofchange.org, register for free. You'll be educated about the homeless youth issue. It's going to blow your mind when you see Tyler's success story. He went from being under the pier in Imperial Beach, for 4 years. His mom was a meth addict. He didn't trust anybody. Because of our program, he got a guard card. He actually was honored as Employee of the Year at Petco Park in front of 25,000 people. And now he's working for 911 as a dispatcher. They're going to hear him live. He is amazing. And again, it just gives people hope that their donations are making a difference. The youth that are homeless see Tyler and they say, you know something? Maybe I can do something like this. It just keeps hope alive. And I just want to thank KUSI. We could never have been where we are without KUSI's help. We've had so many donors that have come as a result of seeing the interviews. And please, if you're touched, go to doorsofchange.org, register June 9th. I'm just so appreciative of KUSI and appreciative of our community, because without our community and the support, we could never have helped 2,200 kids get off the streets and be proud of where they are. It's
life-changing work that you are doing here, Jeffrey, you and your team. Thank you so much. And say hello to Tyler for us. We are so proud of him. We cannot wait to actually meet him in person one day. So it's going to be wonderful to be able to hear him during the symposium. All right, Jeffrey, thank you so much. More information at doorsofchange.org. We'll be right back.
Thank you.